Imagine the one question every American deserves an answer to finally being asked under oath. Does Donald Trump appear anywhere in the Jeffrey Epstein files? Now, imagine the Trump-appointed FBI director accidentally telling the truth, and then spending the next 10 minutes trying to stuff that truth back into a locked vault. That actually happened. And what you're about to see is the most damning congressional exchange since Watergate.
The gentleman from New York is recognized. Mr. Goldman.
Mr. Patel, does Donald Trump appear anywhere in the Epstein files?
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
It's not a complicated question. Does Donald Trump appear anywhere in the Epstein files?
I didn't say it was a complicated question. I just didn't hear you, so my apologies. We have released where President Trump's name's in the Epstein files and everybody else, and all credible information that we are legally allowed to release has been released.
All right, so let's go through that. You're referring to court orders that prohibit you from releasing grand jury testimony under Rule 6E. Is that what you're referring to when you say as the law allows?
That's a piece of it.
Really? What other evidence do those three court orders you cited prohibit from being released?
Information that was collected pursuant to those search warrants that were limited
in
fashion.
Wrong. That's
Okay.
not what the court order says, and that's not under 6E.
And you're talking, and I said that's 6E, and I said there was others, and I'm answering that. There are sealed court order documents. There are protective orders.
They are unsealed as part of discovery given to Ghislaine Maxwell. They are no longer sealed.
That's just not true. We can argue about it all you want.
Okay, well, you agree that there are, so your testimony here is that the reason why you are not releasing all of the videos that you have acknowledged, there are so many, and that the FBI spent thousands of hours of reviewing, the photographs, the photographs that you have. You're saying that you're not releasing those because there's a court order requiring them to be sealed? Is that your testimony?
Never said that about the videos. On the totality of the videos, of the thousands of images that were seized pursuant to the search warrants executed at the time, the overwhelming majority of that video is pornographic material that was downloaded from the internet and child sexual abuse material. We will never release that.
Well, as you should not release the victims, but if there are videos that relate to others who Epstein trafficked to, such as maybe Prince Andrew, or photographs, that you have total control to release.
Yes, and if it exists.
And so why haven't you released it?
Why are you supposing that that is a fact when in fact it is false? Are you saying that?
You're saying that none of the videos relate to anything relevant to the Jeffrey Epstein trafficking ring?
Every single video that we have collected pursuant to the prior search warrants has been examined for the last 10 years. And every single video has been utilized for whatever prosecutions were able to be legally brought.
I'm not asking about prosecutions. I'm asking about why you aren't releasing the full Epstein files, including the names of people who were involved in the sex ring that you promised to do before you became FBI director.
I just told you, I'm not going to release downloaded porn of
I'm not asking about that. Fine. I'm asking about all the other files.
What other videos? Tell me. Tell me.
That's what I'm asking.
Tell me.
You're saying there are no videos that would be relevant to anyone else involved in the Jeffrey Epstein sex ring.
Pursuant to Mr. Acosta's collection of information based on the search warrants. That's all we have in our possession.
And I'm asking you, that stuff.
That's all we got.
I'm not asking all you got. I'm asking you, in that stuff, there's nothing that's related to any other sex traffic, any other people engaged with Epstein in underage sex.
That's correct. To my knowledge, no.
Okay. Let's talk about the witness interviews. 302s of witness interviews. Those are not subject to the court order. Those are not subject to any fictional sealed order for a search warrant. Why aren't you releasing those with the redacted names of the victims?
We are releasing as much as legally allowed. That's why we went back to the courts.
How is that not legally allowed?
Sir, do you know how court orders work? Do you know how protective orders work?
Actually, Mr. Patel, I was a real prosecutor for 10 years. I know exactly how.
So I was a fake one?
And I want to understand what the court order prevents you from releasing witness statements that the FBI took.
You should know that as a real prosecutor, when the court hand downs a protective order and a motion to seal, the material is sealed unless that
Your
judge
testimony
waives
here
it.
is that all of those witness statements are under a court order, a protective order.
We are providing everything we can legally provide.
No, that's not my question. My question is, why are those witness statements that are not grand jury testimony, that if they were under a protective order are no longer under a protective order, why are they not being released?
How are they not under a protective
Why
order?
are you not going to the court like you did for the grand jury testimony to unseal those records?
The DOJ did go to the court.
No, not on those records. Why aren't you going? You just went on grand jury.
Time of the gentleman has expired.
You are hiding the Epstein files, Mr.
Time of the
Patel.
gentleman has expired.
You are part of the cover-up.
Can I respond?
Sure can.
Any allegations that I'm a part of a cover-up to protect child sexual trafficking and victims of human trafficking and sexual crimes is patently and categorically false in the work of my
So I hope you will talk to them when they have requested to speak with you, because the victims have requested and you are not responding to them.
Patriots, if you're new here, smash that like button right now, hit subscribe, ring the bell, because this channel is where we fight for the country we love by dragging every dirty secret into the light. I'm a left-wing patriot, which means I love America too much to let it be run by pedophile protectors and their enablers. Let's break this down line by line. Democratic Congressman Dan Goldman, a former federal prosecutor who actually put criminals in prison, asked the simplest question imaginable. Does Donald Trump appear anywhere in the Epstein files? Kash Patel pretends he can't hear. Goldman repeats it. And then, under oath, Patel says the words that should end every MAGA talking point forever. We have released where President Trump's name is in the Epstein files. Translation: yes, Trump's name is in there. They've known the whole time. The flight logs, the photos, the parties, none of it was conspiracy theory. It was evidence. Goldman doesn't let him off the hook. He starts asking why the rest of the files, thousands of videos, photographs, witness statements, are still hidden. Patel throws out every bureaucratic shield he can find. Rule 6E, sealed court orders, protective orders, search warrant limitations. But here's the thing, Dan Goldman was a prosecutor for 10 years. He knows exactly what those rules do and do not cover. And every time Patel hides behind one, Goldman knocks it down like it's made of paper. Goldman points out that Ghislaine Maxwell's discovery materials are no longer sealed. The protective orders expired. Grand jury material can be unsealed, and in fact already has been in parts. Witness interview forms, the 302s, are almost never sealed forever. Yet Patel keeps repeating the same robotic line. We're releasing everything we're legally allowed. Goldman's response should be framed. I was a real prosecutor. I know how court orders work. This wasn't a debate. It was a demolition. Then it gets darker. Goldman asks about the thousands of videos the FBI spent years reviewing. Patel claims they're all either downloaded porn or child abuse material depicting victims, which obviously should never be released. Fine. But Goldman follows up. What about videos showing the traffickers themselves? Prince Andrew? Politicians? Billionaires? Patel's answer, there are none. Zero. After a decade-long investigation, somehow not a single frame implicates any powerful man besides Epstein himself. Do you believe that? Because I sure don't. And the victims, the actual survivors, say the FBI under Kash Patel has refused to interview them, refused to follow new leads, refused to return calls. These women risked everything to speak out, and the Trump DOJ is treating them like an inconvenience. When Goldman's time expired, he left Patel with 8 words that will echo for years. You are hiding the Epstein files. You are part of the cover-up. Patel screamed back that the accusation was offensive, but he never answered the contradictions. He never explained the shifting excuses. He never looked the American people in the eye and told us why, if there's nothing to hide, everything is still hidden. This wasn't a hearing. This was a confession with extra steps. Real patriotism isn't wearing a flag pin while you protect predators. Real patriotism is demanding the full truth, no matter how powerful the names are. The survivors deserve it. The country deserves it. And we're not going away.
So here's what you do right now.
Hit that like button so this reaches every corner of this platform. Subscribe and turn on notifications. We're not done with this story. Comment, release the damn files if you're with the victims and with the truth. They thought they could bury this forever. They were wrong. We are louder. We are angrier. And we are not backing down. I'll see you in the next one. Stay furious, stay organized, and never stop fighting for the country we actually deserve.
Peace.